welcome to the Walk in Power podcast, where I believe that confidence is your superpower. I am your host, Carmen B., founder of Healthy Energy Actively Living, also known as HEAL, and the creator of Manifesting Love, a transformational course designed to guide you in crushing your self-doubt and building unstoppable confidence so you can rise and shine in the power of your true self. My mission here is to inspire you to build confidence by owning your power to create the life you desire and deserve through wellness. I'll be sharing stories and pointers from my own journey, and I'll be inviting some amazing and inspirational guests who will share their stories of transformation and offer gems for your toolbox. My hope is that every episode leaves you better than you came, and you would gracefully share your experience with someone else. If you're ready to prioritize your wellness, build unstoppable confidence, and evolve into the best version of you, then you're in the right place. I'm so happy you decided to join me here today. Without further ado, let's dive in. Hello, my Walk in Power family. As always, I'm so happy to be here with you, and I am happy that you are here with me. So guess what? It is August, y'all. Can you believe it? Can you believe that it is August already? I mean, this year is really moving. But the other thing about August is that it is the second month in the third quarter of the year. So one thing I would love to share with you is that I like to work on my goals in quarters. So, at the beginning of every year, we set really great goals for ourselves. Many people do. And say, this year I want to focus on this. And this year I want to accomplish this. But a great deal of those goals are around wellness, right? So every quarter, I like to set new wellness goals, along with my other goals. But every quarter, I like to think about what am I going to do in regards to my wellness this month. And one way that I do that is at the end of every month, I do reflection. Right? I do reflection on how I did in the previous month, or even at the end of each quarter. So I do it at the end of every month and the end of every quarter. But how did I do? Right? How did I do with the goals that I set for myself? How did I show up for myself? What were my strengths? What new habits do I need to develop? And how am I going forward to accomplish this goal? So if you are a part of my tribe on Facebook or Instagram, I recently, on maybe August 1st or August 2nd, I posted some writing prompts that could help you to also start thinking about what are some goals that you have for yourself in this month, and how did you do with your goals in the previous month, and how you're going to move forward. So I highly encourage you to head over, check those out. There's something that, writing, moving those goals and those thoughts and those dreams from your head to paper is so beneficial. If you have not listened to the podcast on journaling for wellness, highly, highly encouraged. Because on that podcast, we're talking about how writing can really help you to build confidence and achieve your goals. Let me take a sip of water. So that is something I want to encourage you to check out. However, using those writing prompts that I shared can really get you to start thinking about what you need to move forward, how you're going to move forward. What are some of the habits that you've already developed that can help you, and what are the habits you need to develop? So highly recommended. That is definitely something I'm doing for myself every quarter, every month. And so, for example, this month, one of my top wellness goals is to practice more meditation as a way to slow down. Because as a full time employee, full time mom, and a business owner, I am constantly on the go, right? I am constantly on the go, always talking to people about things, but also having new ideas and so many things running through my head on a regular basis. And I find myself, sometimes I can get really overwhelmed. And so I want to implement more time for stillness in my wellness routines. And that is definitely something I'm looking forward to practicing more of this month. And I can't wait to share with you how I'm doing. All right. So let's dive into today's topic. So today we're focusing on releasing your excuses for taking action towards your goals. So in the last two episodes, the first episode in this series was discipline over motivation, and why it's more important to have discipline than it is to be motivated, right? So from that episode, I gave 3 tips for developing discipline. So now what I've done is I've taken those 3 tips and I'm breaking them down over the next 3 episodes. So the last one I did was on your big why, right? What is your big why? Why did you start? What is the purpose of having a big why and how to develop your big why? And so if you have not had a chance to listen to that episode, I highly recommend that you go over, listen to that, start working on your big why. I give you all the questions you need for that. So the second tip, which is the one we're focusing on today, is releasing your excuses. Now, excuses. The big E, excuses. I am guilty. Right? I am guilty of making up excuses for not taking action. And when I think about why I make up these excuses, I also think about the number of excuses I've received from others around why they haven't gotten started or why they are procrastinating. You know, sometimes I hear things like, I'm not ready, or I don't have what I need, or I'm still not sure yet, right? Or, what else? I'm tired, I'm overwhelmed, I have too many other things going on. I mean, I've heard many, and those are just a few, but I've heard many excuses. And I can also say that I have used some of those excuses prior to getting started with my wellness and improving my wellness, but also with other goals that I've had for myself. And so when we think about all of those excuses, right? And you really think about what you're hearing. And for me, what it really boils down to is I'm afraid to move out of my comfort zone. That's really what it is, right? Moving out of your comfort zone, doing something that's completely different, that requires you to show up different, right? That requires more of you, that requires preparation, that requires consistency in order to have results, can feel scary and overwhelming, right? And so I believe that that is the greatest reason. Like if we could take all of our excuses and put them all together, that is really what it boils down to. Fear of moving out of your comfort zone. But when you look at your comfort zone, you have to ask yourself, From this place, how do I feel? Do I feel healthy? Do I feel confident? Do I feel valuable? Do I feel worthy in this place of comfort? Is this place of comfort pushing me towards purpose, pushing me towards joy, pushing me towards health? Or is it keeping me stuck? These are questions that you have to ask yourself. These are questions I ask myself when I want to stay comfortable. The reality is, we don't grow from comfort. We do not grow from a place of comfort until you are ready to do more, right? And to do what's required of you in order to move forward, to take on something that you've never done before and master that. You will be complacent. You will be unhappy. If your comfortable place does not feel like a happy place, then why not embrace that discomfort for just a little while to get to that next place? There's this saying that people say often, especially coaches and therapists: you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? And what that saying is really saying is, when you start doing new things, it's going to be uncomfortable. There is going to be discomfort when you're trying something new, when you're uncertain about whether you're making the right choice, whether it's the right thing to be doing or not, whether you're doing it right. Like all of that uncertainty and discomfort comes with trying something new. But I like to say, we have to get uncomfortable with being comfortable, right? We have to get uncomfortable with being comfortable, because I know that in that comfortable place, I'm not happy. And even though we're not happy, because we're afraid, we won't take action. You got to be uncomfortable with being unhappy. You have to be uncomfortable with low self-esteem. You got to be uncomfortable with being unhealthy. Uncomfortable with not feeling good about who you are. Because in that place, you'll always be wondering, what if I did it? What if I moved? What if I took action? Whenever a person comes to me and says, I'm ready to feel better. I'm ready to have a happier life. I want to feel healthier. I want to improve my mindset. And I'll say, great. Well, now what? And they say, well, I'm just not ready yet. That blows my mind. It blows my mind to hear someone tell me I'm not ready to choose me. That's what I hear. I'm not ready to choose wellness. I'm not ready to choose joy. I'm not ready to shift my mindset. There's a bird outside my window and he wants to be on this podcast. I hear you, baby. Right? And so you have to ask yourself, what is ready? Right? What is being ready to move towards wellness look like? Right? So when we think about wellness, we got to think about mind, body, soul, and spirit, right? Every dimension of your life encompasses your wellness, and how you take care of it will determine how well you are. But what does it mean to say I'm not ready to heal myself, to love on myself? That's what you're really saying when you say, I'm not ready. When you say, I'm not ready to release these thoughts and habits and behaviors that are making me sick, that crush my confidence, You're saying, I'm not worth more, right? I want to say that there's no such thing as being ready. There's no such thing. It's either you're going to do it or you're not. There's no in between. Yes, I understand. It's scary. But is it not even more scary to stay right where you are? Is that not even more frightening? Frightening. Ooh, I like the word frightening over scary, because frightening sounds like, oh my God, no, no. Is it not more frightening to stay unhappy? Is it not more frightening to stay depressed? Is it not more frightening to feel stuck and unsuccessful? Fear is a natural human emotion. Fear can protect you, right? Fear can protect you from walking into dangerous situations, from jumping into water when you can't swim, from touching a hot stove so that you don't get burned. That's how we use fear. However, you can't allow fear to keep you stuck. When you are feeling fear that is prohibiting you from moving forward, you have to evaluate that fear. What is it I'm truly afraid of? Where did this fear come from? Is it even real? And then once you have your answers and you shift through that, most likely you'll see you really have nothing to be afraid of. From that place, you can release. Release the fear that is keeping you stuck, right? Surrender to the process of growing. Surrender to the process of moving forward. Don't worry about the outcome. Don't worry about what's going to happen, who's going to see you, who's going to support you. None of that matters. All that matters is what you choose to do. And once you release that fear, because your excuses are really tied to that fear, then we can crush those excuses, right? But remember also that I said a little while ago, fear is a natural human emotion. Sometimes we got to do it with fear present. It is what it is. Sometimes, even when we're afraid, we have to jump. So today, I want you to really begin thinking about, one, what do I need to do to feel better about the woman I am? What do I need to do to embrace the woman I want to become? How do I show up for that woman? What is the first step I need to take? And it doesn't have to be huge, right? Because that's another reason we get stuck. You don't believe that you have to take these great big steps in order to move forward. Start small. Start small. Start right where you are. Start with what you have. Start with who you know. If there's someone that you just need to reach out to for support or guidance, if you maybe have tried something before and maybe it didn't work out the way you wanted it to, go back to that experience and say, what did I learn in that experience? Because another thing I want you to know is you're never starting over. You're always starting from experience. So what can I take from my last experience? Right? What did I learn that worked for me, and what didn't work for me? And whatever didn't work, I know I can release that and hold on to the things that did work for me. Start right where you are. No matter how you're feeling, No matter if you're afraid, just take that first step. And after you take that first step, you could do a reflection. How did it feel? What did I learn in that step? What's the next step? And then you take that next step. Each step you take gets you closer to the goal. Each step you take gets you closer to the goal. But here's the other thing. Each step you take builds on your confidence, because you start to feel proud of yourself. You start to tell yourself, I can do this. I started. I did it. You can write about it. You can share it with someone that you love, and they can encourage you like, look at you, you got this. And the more you move forward, the more steps you take, the better you're going to begin to feel, but also the closer you are to becoming that person that you desire to be. Now, as you begin taking those steps and making that shift, you'll be learning so much about who you are and what you're capable of, right? You'll be learning like, oh my God, I'm doing things that I never thought I had the skill to do. I'm thinking in ways that I never thought before. I have courage and strength that I've never knew about. All of these things begin to come up for you that also contributes to your confidence, but also contributes to you getting to your authentic self and learning who you are and learning what your true power is. The more you walk in your power, the more your self-love grows along with your confidence. So I want to encourage you today, again, to look at the excuses that you're making up for not moving forward on your wellness journey. Look at the excuses you're making up for not taking just even that first step, and evaluate those excuses. And you will find fear in there. You will find fear in those excuses, I promise you. So when you find that fear, you have to evaluate that fear, right? Evaluate, where did this fear come from? Why am I afraid? What am I afraid of? Right? Is this fear real? Is it a real fear? And then release the things that are not serving you. And not to say that when you begin releasing the things that are not even real, there will be no fear. But remember, fear is a natural human emotion. It will always be present, and you have to do it anyway. I hope that this served you, because it serves me. I want to tell you right now, when I minister to you, I am also ministering to myself, because I am constantly evaluating my excuses and my fears. I'm human. And yes, as a coach, some people may think, oh, she's upset. No, I coach based on my experiences and how I've been able to move forward. And this is exactly what I coach on in the manifesting journey, right? Discovering your core, discovering your strengths, discovering your values, and discovering those fears that are holding you back. Okay? This has been so pleasurable. And I want to thank you again for supporting the Walk in Power podcast. I enjoy being here with you, and I thank you for being here with me. Until next time, my family, walk in power. Thank you for tuning in to this episode on the Walk in Power podcast. I hope you feel enlightened. ready to make your wellness a priority, got some tools for your toolbox, and are feeling encouraged to walk in power. Don't forget to subscribe to catch every new episode. And please leave a review along with any topics you would like to hear me speak on. If you haven't done so already, please head over to my website at www.healwithcarmenb.com to check out the services I have to offer. And while you're visiting, subscribe to my mailing list to receive updates on new episodes and upcoming events, because trust me, you don't want to miss those. I've created a Walk in Power Facebook community, and you're invited to join so we can continue these discussions. You can stay connected through Instagram at Heal with Carmen B and on Facebook at Healthy Energy Actively Living. Until next time, walk in power. With love and gratitude, Carmen B.